Hey guys, Bipolar Barbie here. Now, I know a lot of people are really adverse to taking medication for certain mental illnesses and illnesses. Now, I really hate to refer to premenstrual dysphoric disorder as a mental illness because it's not. It's a very real physical illness, but it does have like some psychological side effects or symptoms. So, I wanted to explain the benefits of medicating premenstrual dysphoric disorder because I think now is a perfect example. If you have seen my other videos, then you will understand the distressing and horrific state that I have been in the last week, and contrast that to where I am now, which is awesome because I've got like 2 or 3 days left of premenstrual dysphoric disorder week, and this is when it's a living hell for me. This is like the last 3 days are the absolute worst. And I'm starting to feel better. Why? Because I am on my treatment again. So there is lots of different parts to the treatment. I did explain in another video. The Marina IUD that I have, the pill Yaz that I've been on, as well as, healthy lifestyle, exercise, women's multivitamins, those sorts of things. But the antidepressant is one of the most important parts. Being on a low dose of an antidepressant really helps overall throughout the month. Doubling it during the PMDD week is generally what they suggest and what they will prescribe. Something like Zoloft is normally what is prescribed, and that is what I take. It's sertraline, I think, is the non-branded name of it. So I have been forgetting to double the dose, and for me, I actually find it more effective to take that dose all the time consistently, and it still is effective for PMDD week. Reason being, I got a lot of other issues, guys. So many issues. But since going back to the double dosage only a couple of days ago, I am already feeling instant relief. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Because when people stigmatize mental illness, when people tell you not to treat illnesses in general, one, it is just completely ignorant and it is wrong. There are some things that, yes, you can deal with without effective treatment. And the thing is, even people who, tell you not to take medication, no matter what it is for anything. I used to date a man and his family was really alternative, 30-day water fast will cure generally about anything. They would criticize me for, going the medical route with whatever it was that I was struggling with. But the thing is, even they treat their ailments. They might not take medication, but they do use a bunch of natural methods, a bunch of for lack of a better word, concoctions, vitamins, compounds, ointments. They use something to treat what it is that they might have at the time. So it's really no different to someone who is taking medication because it is just a different form of treatment. And there are some things that you just can't, deal with naturally. So, if you're dealing with your shit in a different way that doesn't take medication, well, that's great. That works for you. But I cannot survive PMDD week without my extra antidepressants. Even with everything else that I do without the antidepressants, it might be 40 or 50% better than what it is with no treatment whatsoever, but it is still a living hell. Adding that antidepressant is the only thing, and adding a good dose of it is the only thing that honestly gets me through this week. I would honestly not be here today if I didn't. And that is the honest truth. It was only 3 months ago I'd been begging my doctors to add the antidepressant aspect to it because I was in a living hell. It was so bad, it was so traumatic that I literally gotten to the stage where the last couple of days during that cycle before my period, I was honestly going to take my life. I was in the psych ward and I had a day trip out and I was tempted just to not go back. I was tempted to just take my life then and there because that is how horrific that moment is. That period of time in me that repeats itself every couple of weeks, every 3 weeks, which is insane, guys. And that is why I begged for treatment, and that is why I am finally on treatment. That is why I have decided to consistently take my treatment, because I have seen the very real benefits within myself. And even in the last week, I have seen the benefits of going back to that treatment plan. So I just wanted you guys to know that there is treatment available out there. And I would really, really encourage it if you are a woman with premenstrual dysphoric disorder, because you know what, guys? I know you know what it feels like, and there is no need to feel like that. You have to fight for the treatment, because even doctors, you know, it's a long, hard process to get to the stage where I am at right now. I know it took me like 3 years to get here. That's not including the 10 years it took to find out that this is exactly what was going on with me. So that's where I've come. And I just want you guys to know that all of those people out there that tell you you are doing the wrong thing, right or wrong is just subjective, but if it works for you, that's fine. And no one has a right to judge anyone else for the way in which they have decided to treat their illness. I am more than happy to look up, you know, to research alternative methods, to try a bunch of other things, you know, whatever it is. I'm always open to new ideas. But when someone tries to give me advice, when someone tries to tell me, oh, you know what, you're doing it wrong, you just need to go the alternative method, that really annoys the shit out of me. Not because I am ignorant to it, not because I'm naive, not because I choose to not be educated, but because guess what, guys? I've been there, I've done that, it wasn't effective, and now I've decided to progress to a more intensive form of treatment that actually does work. So don't think just because someone has decided to treat, you know, their illness in a certain way that it means I haven't tried other methods. And if it works for them, that should be all that matters, because most people do not know what this is like. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't seen my other PMDD videos, definitely check it out. If you don't know what PMDD is and you are coming across this, then please watch my playlist on PMDD. 1 in 10 women suffer it. 1 in 2 bipolar women suffer it. I think there's a lot more. More awareness needs to be brought to this.